On an interplanetary scale, the Cosmic History Chronicles are rooted in the memory and dissolution of Maldek, and contain the knowledge of the origins within this star system of the process of cosmic history, unfolding in the involution of spirit into matter. The explosion of the planet by some great force caused it to shatter into countless fragments, now called the asteroid belt. The enactment of the Lost Worlds is now being played out on Earth. Between the numbers of atomic bombs and extra low-frequency lethal technologies possessed by the US military alone, this destructive potential exists. Cosmic history was revealed at a precise point in time to connect the points of lost consciousness between Maldek and present-day Earth. In the book, The Seventh Ray, Revealer of the New Age, Alice Bailey points out that the major weapon now being used by the combined forces of evil is chaos, disruption, lack of established security, and consequent fear. In contrast, the power of the incoming Seventh Ray arrests the chaos of the present order and produces the ordered beauty of the future. The planetary logos uses physical time-space points such as Teotihuacan to focus the rays of initiation, in particular the Seventh Ray. The structure and ceremonial cycles of Teotihuacan qualify it as a significant center for Seventh Ray ceremonial magic. Once this focus has been grounded in the earthly time-space of Teotihuacan, then the solar logos could focus its rays, providing the vehicle for the cosmic logos to project its rays through the solar rays and into the time-space of Teotihuacan. 58 years prior to his disincarnation in the red overtone moon year 2011, Valum Votan received the initiatic awakening of the closing of the cycle atop the Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan. Kin 58 is the disincarnation kin of Pakal Votan. Also note that Valum Votan disincarnated 58 days after his 52nd birthday. In 2002, again atop the Pyramid of the Sun, Valum Votan was honored as the closer of the cycle by 9 indigenous elders. 4 days prior to this ceremony, the elders had met in the underground grotto beneath the Pyramid of the Sun on Kin 160, for Ahau. 9 days after the ceremony, the cosmic history transmission began. The top of the Pyramid of the Sun is located almost directly above an ancient cave. Within this cave, the initiates or serpents of wisdom gathered and deposited their wisdom. The initiates knew that the Great Pyramid of the Sun would be built above that cave, so the fulfillment of the grand plan of the solar planetary design could be completed and carried out at that particular geomantic time vector. Chilambalam is written in the language of the Suvuya, which means it is deliberately obscure, highly symbolic and coded. Tolan Suvuya, or the Seven Caves, or the place of the Seven Ravines, is the place contacted through the mind, where the memories and knowledge of Tolan and the return of Tolan are stored. The Seven Caves refer to the power of seven, as the generating power of the knowledge of origin and return. These 7 caves also contain the wisdom lore of Quetzalcoatl. In the 7 caves is the origin of everything, including the mystery of the Book of 7 Generations. These 7 catuns are the same as passing through the 7 caves. Each cave of origin has all the primal knowledge of the synchronic order. During each Katun cycle, the galactic Maya loaded the Psi Bank. so that when the 7 years of prophecy came, the information was downloaded. Cosmic history was programmed into this time-release program to occur precisely at this point, to coincide with the 7 years of the mystery of the stone, 2004 to 2011. As a focal point for planetary initiation, Teotihuacan is etherically similar to the Great Pyramid in Egypt. Both served as initiatic centers of the planetary logos up to the time of Teotihuacan. During this time, the whole of the seventh ray could be beamed into these pyramid centers and enacted for close to a millennium before it was finally closed down after its primary function had been fulfilled. Though closed down, it remains an initiatic point on Earth. In this way, Teotihuacan can be viewed as the initiation point of Tolan. Tolan is the heavenly model of the template of the real, the absolute reality, not the reality of the shadow thoughts of the third-dimensional world of 1260 illusion, but the absolute reality of life in the cosmos, or the universal life. Tolan represents the template of that reality, and Teotihuacan represents the point on Earth where the heavenly city is fulfilled. Teotihuacan is also the cosmic initiation point for the psychomythic birth of the fifth race, according to the activities of the primordial Quetzalcoatl, who is also credited with bringing the sacred calendar. Quetzalcoatl means plumed serpent, and he was a key serpent initiate, a primordial knower and seer. The treasures of the previous world and root races are layered in the hidden geometry of its celestial formula. There are 5 layers in the pyramid of the sun, corresponding to the previous 5 root races, with all of their knowledge contained in those resonant structures. The final incarnation of Quetzalcoatl acted out the primordial psychomythic progenitor Quetzalcoatl, who was the originator of the fifth sun, the fifth root race, and the fifth world. The fifth sun is the Nahui Olin, the sun of change and movement. This prophecy says the present world will be destroyed by movement or shaking of the earth, which is analogous to the changes happening in the 1260 world. Quetzalcoatl brought the fifth world into being at Teotihuacan and established it as the initiatic center for the birth of the sixth sun. Teotihuacan was a holy center and a place of supreme cultural and artistic activity. Note, whereas in other traditions we are thought of as being in the fourth world moving into the fifth, in the tradition of Quetzalcoatl we are in the fifth moving into the sixth. Teotihuacan carried the transfer of the previous planetary logos. It had to be built before the end of the large cycles of 5,125, 26,000, and 104,000 years, to ensure the vibrational frequency was established on Earth, so that valum votan could receive its initiations and incorporate and embody the knowledge of the planetary logos to go around it on Earth. As Alice Bailey points out, as the seventh ray passes psychically out of manifestation, a certain measure of inertia settles down on the kingdom, though that which is radiating continues its activity. In 26,000 years, there are 5 5200-year periods. 5 times 5200 equals 26,000. In this context, Teotihuacan's dedication occurred in the 60th Baktun. In the 104,000-year cycle, there are 20 of these 13 Baktun cycles, where each Baktun is one of the 260 kin. 20 times 13 Baktuns equals 260 baktuns. The 104,000-year cycle is the same as the harmonic module, in which the four 26,000-year periods are 5 wave spells of 13 baktuns each. In the 104-year cycle, the height of Teotihuacan and Palenque occurred in the 9th and 10th baktuns of the 5th and final 13 baktun cycle. This illustrates Teotihuacan as the point intended for initiating the complete enactment of the 7th ray ceremonial civilization on Earth before the closing of the cycle. While the pyramid centers were eventually abandoned, the planetary logos remained in Teotihuacan beneath the Pyramid of the Sun, in the cavern where the resonant frequency of the initiatic serpents of wisdom remains. Quetzalcoatl represents the morning and evening star, as well as the cycles of death and regeneration. Prepare now for death. The body is a garment of soul, and then soul sheds the body. When the body wears out, the intelligence that animated the body returns to the home field of galactic intelligence. This is transcendence. Galactic being is the unitary being that summarizes all life aspects of the entire galaxy, a being of unimaginable scale of monumentality. There was a time before manifestation and a time after manifestation. See if you can make a complete circuit of consciousness while you are in your physical container.